session, it must be at the old schedule or old timetable tomorrow, inshallah, and morning, but the modification taking place. So our session, it will be in Wednesday, inshallah, starting from 3 o'clock. According to this, not taking considerations, I must return back to the new modifications, but no problem, inshallah, we will postpone this session now, inshallah, and anyone can attaching to us to see the recording if can't attaching to our session. Okay, so we're waiting for the 10 minutes. Then after the 10 minutes, inshallah, we are going to start explaining and recording the session. Okay, teams. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'm searching about the URL for the meeting or the extension of the meeting to can copy it, then resend it to you. Bismillah. Okay, conversation.
السلام
عليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. ازيك يا محمد؟
ازيك يا مستر؟
أخبارك عامل ايه؟ Okay, anyone attending this session, he can write his name in conversation. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's starting for the session, starting by recording firstly. It's recorded. I think it is recorded. Top recording. لا هو recording. Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The last thing we stop at it, we was talking about the hydrocarbon derivatives. We're talking about the alcohol. And the last thing, the last thing we stop at it, it was the ethanol properties. CH.02 L.o10. Our date today, 15/4/2020. If we look into the ethanol, according to the properties of the ethanol, we're going to talk about the chemical properties. And nowadays we will find the corona, and the doctors advise us to sterilize the hand by using the ethanol. But sometimes you will find the sheeting by using the methanol, and you can buy it from any place. This labeled by the ethanol. Sometimes it's not correct. To differentiate between the methanol and the ethanol, you bring the plate, metal plate, and put the quantity from each one and start to burn it. When you find the flame golden flame, it will be the ethanol. If you will find a light blue flame, it is the methanol. Methanol is a dangerous since it causes the harmful for the skin. And it causes the cancers. Okay, let's back. For the ethanol, C2, CH3, CH2, OH. Firstly, we will find the properties are related to the H. Then we will find the properties related to the OH group completely. Then the carbonyl group COH. Then we'll find the properties for the whole compound. Starting firstly, properties related to hydrogen. Firstly, we are going to talk about these two reactions. A is talk about the acidity of alcohol. Take in consideration that the alcohol, weak acid. So in making the small experiment, this is experiment by the bring the small piece of the sodium when I have the clean test tube and 5 milli of ethanol. Then we add the piece of sodium to the ethanol. What is the reaction taking place? We'll find what? We'll find C2H5 OH react, two molecules react with the piece of the sodium, giving to us C2H5 ONA. Plus hydrogen gas evolve. It can distinguish by the pop sound. There is substance called the sodium ethoxide. It's a white substance. So we have ethanol or alcohol and we have RO and we position for the bond. This is called alkoxide. Alkoxide. Alkoxides mean that the alkyl group attaching with the oxygen. Let's go to the internet to look about an experiment. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay. Allow. Okay. All of you see the screen of the YouTube?
Yes.
Yes, it's a screen. Okay. Reaction between okay. Reaction between the ethanol and the sodium. You will find the one if you open the microphone, you can close the microphone. Okay. We can look to this one. The reaction between the ethanol and the sodium. Anyone? I ask this. Close the microphone. Again, تاني. Again. You will find the metallic cluster is the beer. Hydrogen gas is evolved. Hydrogen gas evolved. Ethanol. Okay. This is the hydrogen gas is evolved and can close in the tube. The white substance is formed. It's called the sodium hydroxide. The substance formed, it will be white substance from sodium hydroxide. Okay. The substance is formed, the white substance from sodium. Okay. From sodium hydroxide. The second reaction, the reaction which is taking place between, it's called the esterification reaction. The esterification reaction is a reaction which is taking place between the alcohol and the acid. Firstly, let's ask you another questions. When we're adding the acid like acetic acid, CH3, COOH, when we add it to C2H5 OH. This is the reaction between the acetic acid, and alcohol. You will find the reaction taking place. The hydrogen and the hydroxyl. When I ask you the question, the water is formed. Water is the sharing between the hydrogen and the hydroxyl. From where we bring the hydrogen and from where we bring the hydroxyl. So by the logic, you said that the hydrogen, it's out from the acid, and the hydroxyl, it will out from the alcohol. It's not correct, since we will find in the reaction between the acid and the alcohol, it's called the esterification reaction. In esterification reaction, we will find that acid share by the OH, while the alcohol share only by H. So H from alcohol and OH from the acid. Then what's happened? CH3, COO, C2H5, CH3CO. Then oxygen, C2H5. It's called ethyl acetate ester. Since the functional group COO may be said that, according to the IUPAC, ethyl Miss S ethanoate. It is else the ester. And the opposite of the nature you will find when the acid, as we know from the previous knowledge, acid plus base give to us salt plus water. You will find the acid shared by H and the base shared by OH, giving to us water. But if the reaction between acid and ester or acid and alcohol, you will find the acid shared by OH and the alcohol shared by H to forming the water molecule. Take in your consideration. It's the opposite, another neutralization reaction between the acid and base. Okay, let's talk about the reaction, another reaction. We'll find one of the meeting. Okay. Okay, Bismillah. This is slide number 1. I'll save. Okay, I find alcohols. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Two properties. Fifteen.
أدهم.
Okay.
يا أدهم.
What's happened? What is the problem?
شهاب عايز يخش.
Okay. Look to the Shahab. Okay. Bismillah. You can copy it and send the location for your or the URL for your partner, inshallah. Okay, let's share. Okay, return backing to the share. Bismillah. Okay, desktop. Okay, as we said that we're talking about the properties for the H. Now we are going to talk about the properties of the OH. Okay, anyone open the microphone, you can close the microphone. Now we are going to talk about, as we said, the properties related to OH. C2 or CH3, CH2 OH. When we reacted, or the reaction taking place with the hydrogen chloride, we find the reaction in this case taking place between the hydrogen and OH, giving to us what? Giving to us CH3, CH2, Cl. From ethanol, hydrogen chloride in the presence of zinc chloride as the catalyst, giving to us ethyl chloride plus water. We can opposite the reaction by adding sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide by heating process. We'll find the chlorine react with the sodium, it will be NaCl plus ethanol again. So we can, from ethanol, we can obtain alkyl halide, ethyl chloride, and from alkyl halide or ethyl chloride, we can observe the reactions. Now we are going to talk about the reaction related to the carbonyl group reactions. This is slide number 2. Alcohol properties. CH.02 L.o10. This is slide 3. As we said, CH3, CH2, OH. We talk about the properties related to H, properties related to the OH properties. Now we are going to talk about the properties related to the COH. Properties related to COH or carbonyl group. As we said, the carbonyl group from the last session is classified in 3 types. Maybe CH2OH, maybe CHOH, maybe COH directly. This type is called tertiary alcohol, since we will find 3 alkyl groups surround the carbon. The second one is called the secondary. And the last one, the first one, is called primary. For the primary alcohols, we'll find only for the carbon of the carbonyl group, we'll find only 1 R. For this, we'll find the 2 R's, and this is 3 R's. Start firstly by an example. This is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3. Starting firstly by number 1, ethanol, CH3, CH2, OH. This reaction are called the oxidation. We start making oxidation by the ethanol by adding K2Cr2O7, which acidified. So when making the oxidations, in the presence of oxidizing factor K2Cr2O7, in the presence of the conch sulfuric acid, we will find more than one oxidizing agent can use K2Cr2O7 or KMnO4, but both of them must be acidified in conch sulfuric acid as oxidizing agent. The source of oxygen chromate, the source of oxygen permanganate. What's happened? We will find CH3, then C, H, OH. The last H we will find the oxygen from the K2Cr2 attaching with it. So we'll find unstable compound. This compound is contained 2 hydroxyl group. We must lose one of the water molecule. Subtract the water molecule. We'll find what's happened. The water molecules are removed. Then this bond are bent to this side. So it will be CH3, C, double bond O, H. This is called ethanol or acetaldehyde. The reaction not stop at this step, else another oxidation process taking place in the presence of the same factor K2Cr2O7 acidified by conch sulfuric acid. We'll find what's happened. Oxidation else taking place, so it will be CH3, COOH. This is called acetic acid. Acetic acid is one of the reactions can be detected for the liquors or the liquor drivers. Let's look to this video about detection of liquors. Detection of liquor driver. Okay, detection of liquor drivers taking place through making the driver below in the balloon. This is balloon is contained silica gel. This is the silica gel are saturated by what? Saturated by conch sulfuric acid or potassium. Again, we're making the driver that is below in the balloon. This is balloon contains silica gel. This is silica gel saturated by potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7 acidified by conch sulfuric acid. If the color of the balloon changes from orange to green and the smell of the vinegar appear, it means that this driver are a liquor. Okay, let's look about the system. Alcohol sensor alert detection system. Today we'll find the new system, but in the past we'll find blowing the balloon. Below the balloon, through balloon. Okay, blowing the balloon after good alcoholic pause. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Look for detection. Bismillah. Okay, you will find this system are protections, but now for the police or the for police. When we'll find the police, one of the driver are drunk driver. We will not look to the system. We are going to adjusting, making the driver be blowing in the balloon. These balloons contain silica gel saturated with the potassium dichromate. The potassium dichromate The potassium dichromate must be acidified by Kung sulfuric acid. But I'm look for the this experiment below in balloon saturated by acidified potassium permanganate or acidified potassium chromate. Bismillah. Okay, this is a detection for the drunk driver. When we add in the alcohol to potassium dichromate, which acidified by Kung sulfuric acid, potassium dichromate 1 over 60 moles acidified by Kung sulfuric acid H2SO4. The color is okay. I will start to stop the sound since but the by English Indian, and I started explaining it. Firstly, we'll bring the potassium dichromate. You'll find it's appear by the orange color. Then this is potassium dichromate acidified by Kung sulfuric acid. You will find that its color is start to the orange. Okay, the ethanol it's have the no color. And the conch sulfuric acid, you will find it like the urine color, it will be by yellow color. Okay, if we're adding the ethanol to potassium dichromate, no changing taking place, but we must adding the drops of the conch sulfuric acid to absorbing the water molecules. So potassium dichromate with the ethanol, then adding a little drops from the conch sulfuric acid. You'll find the colors change directly from orange to green. The color change from orange to green and the vinegar smell start to appear. You must check it to make all the mixtures react with each other. We need to look to what is the end. Bismillah. So they will find a dark green color, one from the degree of the green start P appear. Let's look to another one. By the time it's changed directly to the green. Okay, let's complete. If we're talking about the reactions or the oxidation process for the secondary alcohol, number 2. As an example of the secondary alcohol, it will be CH, CH3, CH3, OH. This is called iso propyl alcohol, all or 2-propanol. When we oxidized it, an oxidation process taking place for it by the conditions K2, CR2O7 in the presence of the conch sulfuric acid. We'll find what's happened. CH3, C, CH3, OH. We'll find the one hydroxyl group and O is attaching with this H. This H will find the oxygen attaching with it, giving to us unstable compounds that contain 2 hydroxyl groups, so we must removing one water molecule. And what's happened? We'll find CH3, then C attaching with the O, since we'll find we're removing for the water molecule. So C double bond O and CH3. This is called acetone or dimethyl ketone. The functional group for the ketone C double bond O. But when we find the oxidation for the number 3, no reaction. Why no reaction? Since no hydrogen to be oxidized. So the tertiary alcohol, it's not oxidized. This is slide number 3. Okay. Last thing, properties. Related to whole compound. Okay. If you're talking for all the compounds, C2H5, OH. We are going to making the effect of the Kong sulfuric acid at different temperature. This is Kong sulfuric acid. At 140 degrees Celsius, but 2 molecules from the alcohol, you will find giving to us C2H5 O C2H5 diethyl ether. Same reaction, but on 110 or 180 degrees Celsius, we'll find the water molecule is removed and giving to us C2H4 ethine or ethine, ENE, double bond, C double bond, C, H, 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 and H. Okay, the same reaction, but it's only one molecule of ethanol. Only one molecule. Same reaction, one molecule of ethanol, C2H5 OH, but at 80 degrees Celsius. One molecule else. It giving to us C2H5 OSO3H. This is called the ethyl hydrogen sulfate. This is compound. It will not stop at this point. It must completing by adding excess temperature, giving to us this is ethine. So it is an intermediate step to forming the ethyl hydrogen sulfate. I'm saying it is our lecture today about the topic. It's called the properties of the alcohol. It's one from the hydrocarbon derivatives, alcohol related to hydrocarbon derivatives. Okay, now we only having the 10 minutes. For this 10 minutes, we are going to solve an examples or the questions about this topic. Okay. Bismillah. Bismillah. But before anyone before we ending the session, I ask all of you, anyone attending this session, please in the chatting or in the chat, copy your name in the chat to can taking attendance for this session. Okay, now we are going to solve the problem or the questions about the topic, the alcohol. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, now we are going to making the dips and the questions that related to the reactions of the alcohol. Okay. Bismillah. Okay, which one of the following is the simple ether? One of the following is considered the simple ether. The question 28. We said before that the reaction of the ether, we can obtain it from the alcohol by adding the Kong sulfuric acid at 140 degrees Celsius. But the simple ether we can find for the question 28. Bismillah. Simple ether we can find it. It represents this. From any reactions, we bring the methanol, CH3OH, then adding the Kong sulfuric acid. The two molecules from the methanol at 140 degrees Celsius, giving to us CH3 O CH3. This is called dimethyl ether. Dimethyl ether. The example of the compound, it is functional group. When we find the functional group O, it is the ether, diethyl ether. Okay, which one of the following not contain alkyl group? Which one of the following not contain alkyl group? For the ester, we'll find the ester functional group ROR. Acid chloride, acid chloride, it will be like HCl. Ether, ROR. Ester, RCOOR. Amide, RNH2. So the acid chloride, there is no alkyl group in it. Name of the following is, firstly, we will find to the functional group. The functional group is O, so it must end by the ether. So the ketone, not taking our consideration. This is called Miss S prop. And this else 2 for the carbon 1, 2, and else 1 of carbon, so it's called Miss S prop. So we'll find di, this propyl and this propyl, so it will dipropyl ether. Another questions? Acetyl. Acetyl, it means that hydroxyaldehyde. Acetyl, that it's mean like this. Acetyl group CH3 COO. This is called acetyl group. If we look into the acetyl group, it will be like this function CH3 C double bond O O. It consider the ketones or aldehyde. Aldehyde, it means that C double bond OH. So not correct. Diether, diether, it means that O R R. It's not found in this. Hydroxyaldehyde is not correct. So acetyl, it means that is the ketone. In the ether, R O R. Bond angle is, it is a straight line, so we'll find it 180. Okay, look to the another questions by random. Okay. Question 3, according to this literature, propene can be converted to 1-propanol by oxidations. Which set of reagents among the following idea to the effect of the conversion? Alkaline KMNO4, B2H6, and alkaline H2O2, O3 and zinc dust, CH4Cl, and OSO4. OSO4, it means that sulfuric acid. So we must adding the sulfuric acid for the completing the reaction to convert from ethene to 1-propanol. So we'll find the answer, it will be the D. Question 4, which one of the following produces primary alcohol? Ethylene oxide, ethyl cyanamide, ethyl acetate, acetone. This is alkyl halide, the reaction of the alkyl halide, CH3MgI. The reaction with the acetone, it will be CH3COH. Ethyl oxide, maybe. Okay, let's think about the question number 4. Okay, then check the answer. Question number 4 in front of you. We need the primary alcohol. Primary alcohol, it means that CH2OH. Take your time, you'll find it 2 minutes before answer it. Okay, what is the answer? Okay, anyone find the answer?
Mister, I think C.
It will be D, it's correct. Why? Diethyl acetate, when it reacts with this compound, we'll find diethyl attaching with the I, giving to us C2H5I. Then we'll find the another group is attaching, so it will giving to us maybe Mg, no problem, so it will be CH3COO, CH3, and Mg is attaching to H3. The ethyl chloride, it will react with the KOH, giving to us C2H5OH plus Ki. Okay, I'm thinking it is the finish of our session today, inshallah. In next session, inshallah, we are going to talk about the uses of the alcohol. You can returning to this book and start to answer the questions you found it. This book it's called the
Mister.
Errorless. Hmm?
هو هيبقى في سيشن النهارده بالليل الساعة 7 عشان البروجكت صح؟ قصدي
The
عشان
project
الريسيرش
I'm saying
صح؟
no, I'm thinking that the search that we attend the research paper with Mrs. Asma Shaheen. It's one a conflict in the table, but you can write your notes, and sometimes you're taking the notes for this sessions. You can ask in a question by sending this question to me. But I'm saying our session today only for the schedules is talking about the chemistry session. But for the research paper, you will find the session attaching to Mrs. Asma Shaheen, inshallah. Any question you can send in the email or send me by WhatsApp. I will answer it, inshallah, with any problem, inshallah. Okay?
شكرا.
Okay. Okay. See you soon, inshallah, next session. Inshallah, it will be next week talking about the alcohol properties or the alcohol uses, inshallah, and start to answer some questions about the alcohol. See you soon, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
السلام.
سلام.
ولا هادي.
ايه مين اللي بتتكلم؟ ادهم؟
ايوه يا اسطى،
ايه
انا كلمت عبد الشافي،
قال لك ايه؟
ابعت لك الريكورد ده.
ماشي،
ماشي
ولو في اي
سلام.
حاجة هقول.
ماشي.